No two cultures are more intertwined than that of tattoos and motorcycles. Waking up knowing that this is the last leg was bittersweet.
It is now a mad dash home.
I'm excited to see familiar faces. This has been one hell of a journey. It's a double-edged sword, man. I want to get home, but I would not mind leaving in another 5 days.
We woke up in Nashville, and that was the happiest time I had on the entire trip.
Then he just had an extra pep in his step. He was playing a little bit more on the motorcycle. He seemed a little bit more comfortable. He seemed a little bit more smiley.
I woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I had all the laundry done. I already ate breakfast. I was ready to go. I was in good spirits, and all because I was that close to home.
You know, we're all excited to go home. We're all getting ready to enter into St. Louis. We've been hearing about bad weather that's been going on back home.
And then the phone call happened, took the wind out of the sails.
I got a call from home, and apparently the weather in Missouri has been pretty rough, and my house is currently flooded, and I've got a bunch of family members over there trying to get what items that they can get out of the house. And so now I'm freaking out, and I don't know what to do because I'm so far away. I was actually going to get the last tattoo at Trader Bob's, which is the first tattoo shop that I ever got a tattoo at. I thought it would just be really fitting for me to get the last tattoo there.
We actually have planned out a way for his dad to come meet him with the truck. We're gonna load up his bike and let him get going.
That was the first time throughout the whole trip that I had to leave, and it was the one time I didn't want to leave.
It sucks that Denny can't finish out, the trip with us, but he's got to do what he's got to do. He's got to get home.
And I'll be at the block party, of course. Wouldn't miss it. It's a huge event. It's the end of this adventure. Not sure how I'm gonna fix this.
Coming to St. Louis was awesome. There was a tremendous feeling.
Crossing that Mississippi River and coming into St. Louis, I've never been that happy to see the arch.
Whenever you're coming home, you see that arch. That's kind of your home now.
Seeing just familiar roads is awesome. And then we pull up to Trader Bob's, a tattoo shop that is iconic in St. Louis. I got some friends that work there. Omar is a guy that has helped me out tremendously in this industry and gave me every bit of knowledge I've ever asked for.
Meeting up with a buddy of ours, Sean. We're gonna let Sean get some ink.
I call him Gonzo. He's like a brother to me. He wanted to go bad on his trip, and I would have loved to have him. Told him we were going to Trader Bob's. He said he'd meet us down there.
Not a drop of rain.
They rode illegally without helmets for a while.
Check out that truck behind us. Oh, wow.
Oh, that is sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hey.
How are you?
Good.
See ya. What's up, man?
How's the road been treating you guys?
Awesome. Way better than you've been dealt. I've been in here once, years and years ago,
When?
man.
Is it over 10 years ago,
yeah,
or really?
yeah.
Okay, so that might have
Yeah.
been the previous owner then.
Yeah, it was like, it may have been 20 years ago.
Oh, damn. Okay,
Yeah.
that's where all the good stories come from.
There's a lot of mystique that comes along with Trader Bob's. They don't really know where Trader Bob's came from, and it's all just kind of hearsay.
How old is this place? How old is some of this flesh?
Well, as far as we know that the shop started in St. Louis like in the mid-30s.
Who was the original owner?
Art and Bob Cleveland is, from what we know, is the two brothers that started or were tattooing in town, Trader Bob's. I don't know, after so many hands that it's been through, it ended up in this location in the mid-70s. That was Honest Mitch Mitchell, that basically was running it from there.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Well, show me around, dude.
Sure.
Is that cool?
Lobby.
The history in Trader Bob's is unreal. Hand-drawn flash from the 1930s.
Very historic, flashy.
We picked out one of the pieces of flash that hang on the wall that's been up there since the 30s.
I was not aware that I was going to get a tattoo today, but hey,
whatever fits. The design they picked out for me today is gonna be an eagle sitting on a tree branch with flowers. It's gonna be about right there on my arm.
Along our journey, we heard several different times from other artists about Trader Bob's.
I remember meeting Trader Bob. Come in here. He coached me at one time back in the day.
I called up Omar, asked him if we could stop by and get a tattoo, and he said he'd be happy to do it.
All right, bud, you ready?
What are you waiting for?
So Sean, let me tell you about my relationship with Omar. Did you ever come into our first shop?
Yeah.
That little tiny shop? Probably don't remember it like I remember it. It was horrible, horrible. We should not have been open. All-Star tattoo shop that Omar worked at had burned down, so he was guest spotting at different shops. Basically, I had like 4 months experience tattooing, and Omar shows up. I've watched him and asked all kinds of questions, and he's the one that showed me mags. I'd never even like used a mag before. When Omar came and guest spotted at our shop, I soaked up every bit of knowledge I could. Whenever I had a question, always answer those questions for me. And he didn't have to, you know, he didn't gain anything from doing that other than he was just being a genuine nice guy and trying to help me out. How long have you been tattooing now?
I always don't know how to answer that question just because, what do you count? Do you count only in the shop or like out of the house?
When did you start tattooing people?
Did you start out of the house? I didn't know that.
I did. I was 14 when I started tattooing my friends.
Wow.
So that was 20 years ago.
Maybe I did know that and forgot it.
You know, I still tried to get an apprenticeship right out of high school and got into a shop, and I realized if I did it, if I was gonna do it, I have to like try to, you know, do it right, basically, like try to figure it out. I also had a summer at one point where my dad, he owned like a meat market. Like, he thought it was a good idea to leave me and my brother in charge for a summer. Dad was gone, so I started basically tattooing guys from the neighborhood. And this is in North City, St. Louis. So you had like during that, it was like the 90s, and we had like a lot of gangs in that neighborhood at the time, a lot of Crips. Guys that were coming in and wanting to get like nicknames, street names, and a lot of lettering basically, and did that, you know, for, I don't know, a handful of times or so for the summer. What do you think? First half done.
You don't play around, man.
Am I covered up?
Let's go. I love how the terminology has changed. People say tattoo artist, and that's what they say, or they say tattooist, or they say tattooer. Right. I'm gonna assume that you say tattooer.
Whatever. Whatever comes out first. If some guys almost don't see themselves as an artist,
right.
It's almost like they're providing that service for somebody. You know,
right.
This is what you want. I'm going to give you exactly what you want. You know, it's not a lot of like, I'm going to express myself kind of thing. It's which is an artist usually. I feel like.
I mean, I say tattoo artist. I am a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
I'm not, you know.
And then there's usually the guys that are creating something. You know, doing something from scratch. I want this. I want something original from your head. You know, go. You know, and you make it up.
I tell you what, though, after being on this trip, I want to guest spot and work at some street shops, just flash shops. You know, like
that's about as American as it gets as far as tattooing tradition goes here. And you know, like walk in, sit down. You know, you get that. You know, you pick something off the wall. That's just how it's always been. Yeah, guys here that stay really busy and make appointments, you know, but we always try to like stress that we do walk in 7 days a week too. Like, because you're always gonna have that. You're always gonna have that 18-year-old that's just anxious and gets in here, or somebody just, I mean, I get people that sometimes they just come on their breaks, or just, hey, it's the weekend, I got paid, let me get something, you know. It's just how it is.
the education process on this trip has been.
That's the best part about the guest spots, honestly. It's always like who you work with, who you surround yourself around, you know, and there's guys that just strictly do that or do that a lot where they can get around and just submerge themselves into someone's shop, you know, and see how they're doing things. There's trendy stuff out there, but it's still different in every town and every city, you know?
Right. So what do you think is the pros and cons of this industry right now? Television shows, do you have a feeling on that?
I thought it was great when they first came on. There was tattooers on there that I recognized, that I remember like following their stuff, you know what I mean, before that show. And it was just cool to be able to like see their process, and then when it's all said and done, almost like you're in person instead of just seeing a photo in a magazine.
Right.
I don't know, I think like somewhere along the line, like every other reality show, it just kind of got lost with maybe the characters or the stories or just what the show was intentionally for, you know, maybe the work itself. And It was great. I remember you watch an episode and that week, you know, all of a sudden people are coming and getting kois. And you're like, no one in the Midwest gets kois, and now you're getting Japanese sleeves.
Right.
And, you know, now what it's come to with the game shows and that, it's entertaining, but it's not as realistic, you know? I think most people know that. Even customers kind of know that. They watch
I don't think a lot of them do.
Well, that's fun, yeah, because there are people that come in and they've all of a sudden become like a judge, you know? Like they've heard the terms and they've heard the critiques and...
They're falsely educating people on the time and the amount of effort that it takes to go and do a tattoo. Oh, you want an octopus with your kids' 8 different things going on and a soccer ball and 1 tentacle? And let me step back here and work something up. I'll be out in a few minutes. And they come out and they're like, check this out. They're sitting in a chair and they complete this piece all in one setting. And really, you know good and well that piece took 4 or 5 settings, and they manufacture on television take 1 setting.
Yeah, and I guess, I've had that happen, you know, people coming in and they're just, I'd like to get a sleeve today. It's kind of a process to that, and I got about 6 hours, let's go ahead and do it, you know?
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thanks for letting me do it, man.
Sean was under the impression Omar was donating his time. We just told him that, you know, Omar was going to tattoo on him. He said okay and went along with it. Well, when it was all said and done, we pulled Omar off to the side and we're like, let's go up to him and go, is $500 cool?
So how do you like it?
Love it.
Good. I figure since we're doing this whole thing, I'll give you a break and just charge you, I don't know, maybe $600.
Okay.
Good?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. I'm just with you, man.
6.00, right? $6.
He was on, man. I might take it.
I wanted to carry it out, but I couldn't. I ended up laughing. And
First of all, he didn't know that he was getting a tattoo. Second of all, he didn't know that he was going to spend $600 on this tattoo.
people that know tattoos, and you think St. Louis, you think Trader Bob's. They're a part of the tattoo history in our community. To be able to come there and sit and watch Omar work and just reconnect was awesome. I'm excited to get home.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. There's so many talented tattoo artists in the greater St. Louis area, so many incredible tattoo shops. If you're looking to get a tattoo, do some research, find a tattoo artist that you like their style, and support them and their family. If you're looking to get the tattoo done by me or one of my talented crew, please check us out at the Ink Spot, 2 locations, St. Peters and Troy, Missouri.
So we're here at the rest stop. We're on our way to the block party.
We got some live music and about 10,000 of our friends coming out to party with us.
It is really incredible just to hang out with all the people that you love for a day, hear good music. Man, it's the Ink Spot block party. You can't describe it. You just have to show up and experience it. I'm just proud to be a part of it. I mean, I do a lot of work to put it together and orchestrate it, but I can't do that on my own. It takes a whole giant group of people to make that happen. Our block party started off as a customer appreciation party. We always work Saturdays. We miss out on concerts. We miss out on motorcycle runs. Robbie says, hey, how about one Saturday we just shut the doors and have a party out in our parking lot and have a couple bands play.
We had a lot more people than we expected show up. It became an annual thing.
Big thing.
It was cool pulling up, seeing Denny, seeing him smile. His house isn't ruined. His wife and his dad made a bigger deal out of it than what it was.
On the ride back to my house, I was horrified. The reports that I was getting was that I was losing my house to some type of Missouri flood. I got like an inch of water. You make it through that trip, it's like being in a 10-round fight and only make it to the 9th round.
I'm really glad that his house was good.
Just the fact that Dave can throw an event, whether it was a concert or a car show or a bunch of grandmas getting together for knitting, he can get that many people to support him is amazing. And being that it's actually supporting a tattoo shop is just another plus on top of it.
are you, bud?
Oh, man, it's been too long. Dude, I'm glad to be here.
Awesome, man. Glad
Sweating
you're
my
here.
butt off as usual.
This is awesome, man.
I can't believe this crowd is amazing, man.
It's just getting started. This is going to be twice as big. You play as long as you want. You drove from Mississippi, you can close the night out.
I am very excited about being here. They say that we're really friendly down south, but man, these northern folks up here, they got us beat. When we had started this journey together, I only thought that I would probably make it to Gabe's shop. We all grew to really have great friendships together, and there was a lot of love there. And when we finally got to Jacksonville, we were leaving together, it didn't seem real to me. Red Dog, who's the toughest dude that you'll ever meet, he turned around and looked at me, and I could see a tear in his heart. And I knew right then it was over. It was really hard for me. And I wanted to shuck my responsibilities and keep going, man.
Oh, God, love that, man. You know what? If Spacey said it happened, then it happened. And I did it.
So 21 days on the road, I'm so happy to be back home, man. These are my people. This is my town. It is incredible to be back here at Inkspot Block Party, man. It's really humbling to see how many people like I really know.
It was just some crazy idea that me and Dave come up with. We just wanted to have a big party with a bunch of our friends and some bands we knew, and that's it. That's all it was supposed to be.
And now it's become a staple in this community.
I mean, everyone loves to say that Dave is the one that makes this happen, but even Dave knows that the community that we live in is the ones that's putting up the sponsorship, and they're the ones that throw money towards this, so Dave can make this happen.
There's no love like they have at the Ink Spot. It's a great community, and they give back and give back and give back, and I'm glad to be a part of that giving back.
The community always gets behind them, and then once the community's behind them, every person in Troy, Missouri, and the outskirts of Troy is now showing up to this party.
You know what? There's only two people in the world that I would kiss on the mouth. My wife and you. Give me a kiss. Come on here, big fella. Give me a kiss.
What's up, Ink Spot Block Party? I think we finally got rid of the rain, and now it's just time to drink some beer and have a kick-ass party. What do you think? I've been waiting for 4 years to say this. So repeat after me. Copper View! Copper View! Copper View! We got a cross line. You having a good time, Beauty?
I am having a fucking awesome time. And again, I gotta go back to Dave and Robbie for putting this together, because I could never do it. I can pay bills, I can hire employees. Dave might have a niche. I might lose him as a tattoo artist. He might become a production manager at some point. This is my father. Everybody calls him Happy. And this is Crazy Billy. He's my life coach.
It's amazing. I can't believe that it's all happened. I can't believe everything that took place while he was on his trip. He does so much for the community, and he does so much for other people. It's good to see him enjoying himself.
Seems like everything that he gets involved in moves forward. It may not move as fast as everybody would want. If you just stick around with him, it just keeps moving forward.
Let's give it up for everybody that put this show on and made this amazing night happen for all of us.
Without further ado, I'd like to give you 5-0!
This song is called Just Close Your Eyes. And it was something that Big David said to me about that feeling. You know, that whenever he's tattooing or riding his bike or whatever he loves, it's his chance to just catch that feeling. Maybe you're feeling it here tonight. So what I want you to do as you hear this song, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to catch that feeling, and I want you to move. Can you do that for me? Oh! And now the walls they crumble every time you stop away from distractions. They don't show what you never knew. And when the light comes in, like the storm always raining, you gotta pull that light from the inside and fire.
think I came back with more questions than I have answers. There is definitely a connection between tattoos, motorcycles, and music. And I've heard many people say different things, you know. What I do know for sure is that the people in the tattoo industry, the people in the music industry, and the people in the motorcycle industry are all people that are willing to follow their passion no matter what the cost.
I did not want to leave for 21 days. I did not want to ride a motorcycle for 5,000 miles. That's not something that sounds enticing to me. But after doing it, I wouldn't give it back for $1 million.
If I was asked to do this again, I would leave tomorrow. I could actually pack my bag and I could leave tomorrow morning if I was asked to.
Some of the things I've learned on this trip, I mean, I wish I could sit here and list them all because I came back with a wealth of knowledge.
There's a sense of freedom, there's a sense of individuality that comes with those three lifestyles or those three things. It's definitely art, tattooing, music, and motorcycles is a huge part of my life, and I would definitely do it again in a heartbeat.
This has been one hell of a fucking journey, man. It has been incredible. We traveled the country, met incredible people, got awesome artwork, and came home to a kick-ass concert. I don't know how one man's life can get any better.
King of the Nursing Home is one with the best stories and the most visitors, and I have made story after story after story. I have made friendships that will last a lifetime, that I'm old, pissing my pants, shitting in my diaper, sitting in a nursing home. I'm gonna have stories and I'm gonna have people visiting, and that's all you can ask for.
All right, I think that's it. All right,
There's
guys.
no reneging. No reneging.
Hey, this is Big Dave. If you want to stay in touch, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button for all new content.